Oh, this is one of the main reasons why I stopped doing makeup on camera. Woo, these lights and menopause, they don't get along. You can do this, Dorcia, you can do this. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new here, my name is MsDorciah. I am in love with all things beauty, fashion, and everyday life. But there's a catch. I can be simple and basic or extra and bougie. You see, I love beautiful things. But if I don't have to spend all my coins, then I'm not going to. For my returning kittens, hey y'all, thank you so much for your continued support. Mwah, I love you guys to death. Okay, so as you can see, you guys are getting me before the glitz and glamour. Yes, so I had a subscriber to ask me to do a video on my no makeup look, because that's basically where I am right now. I don't get into all of the frills any longer. I want to do my makeup. I want to get it done very quickly, minimal product, but still look put together and out the door. So I am going to do just that for you guys today. I'm going to show you how minimal my makeup routine is. Now, let me share that I'm not typical, okay? I only work outside the home maybe twice a week, but I am in the beauty industry. So when I do go to work, I do want to be put together. I can't sell makeup if I don't have any on. But for the most part, I still want my routine to be as simple as possible, but I still want to look put together. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get into the video. Just for the purposes of this video, I am doing my makeup. I have nowhere to go today. But I still want to share with you how I start from beginning to end. Beautiful makeup begins with beautiful skin. Regardless of what condition your skin is, you still want it to be as healthy as possible before you put an ounce of makeup. One of the things that I always teach and I always advise when I'm in store and I'm helping someone is you can't use your makeup as a band-aid, because it is going to tell the truth. Whatever condition your skin is in, makeup will bring attention to it. And I do have to say that this is definitely for the mature woman, for the woman that is over 40. I have to say that I am going through menopause, okay? All right, I'm going through menopause. But one of the beautiful things that has happened in my season right now is that it cleared up my skin. I have been oily. I have always been oily, and I still have an occasional breakout here and there. But for the most part, menopause has cleared up my skin, and I love the fact that now, you know, I can get up, if I want to run out for an errand, I really don't have to put anything on. I never go anywhere though without my eyelashes, because I only have 4.5 lashes, and I may be over exaggerating, but my natural eyelashes are very thin and very sparse. So if I don't do nothing else but groom my brows and put on a pair of lashes, something on my lips, I am perfectly fine with doing that. But for the days that I do go out, again, I want to look put together, but I still want it to be as easy and simple as possible with not a lot of steps. So again, I always begin with my skin prep. Now I've already did that, and because because I have under eye puffiness, you know, and I know that my bags aren't going anywhere. Every morning that I'm going out to work, I am going to do some type of depuffer under my eye, beginning with whatever eye serum that I use, and I will always put on something under my eye to kind of minimize. So I want to get my toe bags down to a clutch, and as long as I can do that, then I am happy. So these right here, now I'll tell you, because I went through this phase where I was trying to find something to take away the bags under my eyes before I knew and understood that they aren't going anywhere. I went through a plethora of eye creams. I went through a plethora of under eye patches. And the conclusion that I came to is that I know they're not going anywhere, but I can definitely shrink them. Again, if I can get them down to a clutch, then I am Gucci, as the kids say. So because I was spending so much money buying disposable under eye patches, I was like, there's got to be something better. So I searched for reusable under eye patches, and these were the first pair that I got, and this is from a line called Do. And what I love about these, like I said, is that they are reusable. They come in this beautiful container, and I keep these in my my skincare fridge in my studio, because anything I put under my eye, I want to have a little chill to it. But basically, I put these on after I'm done with my skincare, before I move on to my makeup, and you know, they do their job. They get my tote bags down to a clutch, and I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and take these off. All right, so now what I do before I put those on is I put on some eye serum. I'm in love with who is it? The Ordinary. The Ordinary has their caffeine eye serum. So before I put the patch on, I'll dab just a little bit of that on there, and then I'll put the patch on top. And the way that these patches are supposed to work is that it helps your skin to absorb whatever you put on up under it. So I do that first. I put that on for a little while, drink my coffee, do whatever, you know, and then I move on into the rest of my regimen. So because I'm in my studio and I did not want to lug everything out, once I'm done with my moisturizer, I actually do not do a primer anymore. I used to work for Bobbi Brown for 10 years, and when I was introduced to the vitamin enriched face base, that was a game changer for me. Okay, so I will use that as my moisturizer and my primer, and I'm going to use the vitamin enriched eye base to finish off. Now, I'm such a gadget girl, and because I wear nails all the time, I do not like sticking my hand in my products, whether it's moisturizer, eye cream, lotion, whatever. I do not like sticking my nail in there. So I got these tools, of course, from Amazon. It is a 3-piece set. You got the tool here. It has a ball on the end, and these are all stainless steel. This one has a ball on the end for massaging around the eye area. The other end is a spatula, so you're able to scoop out your product. This one here is just a simple form of a simple tool for massaging your face in the morning. So I use this one if I'm extra puffy in the morning. I'll use this one gently around my eye area. And this one also has the bottom of this also has a spatula for scooping out product. And this one right here is just a spatula. I keep this one, I keep one in my bathroom, I keep one in my studio, and I like to keep the one with the ball on it in my skincare fridge. So I'm just going to use this to scoop out some product to go under my eye. And I am going to be looking at my mirror, guys, so I'm going to be looking off to the side here. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of eye cream on. And ladies, I cannot stress how important it is to make sure that you have something on under your eyes, whether it's an eye cream or if you take your moisturizer and go under your eye a little bit. You always want to have something on your skin before you move into your makeup, especially if you have fine lines and wrinkles around the eye area. You want your eye cream or your moisturizer to do the work for you. You don't want your makeup to settle into your fine lines and or wrinkles. Let your moisturizer do that for you, and that's exactly what it does when you put that on first. But you got to be careful. You don't want to overdo it, and you also want to make sure that whatever moisturizer you are using will complement your foundation. If you do a CC cream, a tinted moisturizer, or a foundation, you want to make sure that they complement each other. If not, you'll get that peeling. You'll get that the balling of your product. When that happens, it's because one is a silicone base and probably one isn't. One is water based and one is probably oil based. You want to make sure that they complement each other. That's typically what happens when your foundation starts to ball up or peel. And also, if you are dry, hear me out. If you are dry and you have textured skin, if you have any dry patches, if you have any dry skin on your face, what your makeup is going to do is stick to that. I hear so many times, oh, whatever makeup I use, it always looks cakey. It always cracks it. And what I like to get down to the bottom is what are you doing to your skin before you put your makeup on? And I hear often, well, I don't exfoliate, or I don't use a hydrating moisturizer. Your skin has got to be hydrated before you put any makeup on. And some type of exfoliation is always advised, at least twice a week. And for us mature ladies, we should, I always advise to move away from doing, something that has like the granules in it, something with sugar, or some type of rice or anything like that. Now, I do have to add that one of my favorite gentle exfoliation is from Dermalogica, and it is their microfoliant. I absolutely love that. I'll insert a picture of that here. I advise and I always suggest using that because it can be used by itself, or it can be used with your favorite cleanser, and it's a gentle exfoliant. But for us mature ladies, I advise to use some type of chemical exfoliant, something with an AHA or a BHA, and at least twice a week. Okay, so I'm not really going to get into skincare and all of that. I just want to definitely mention the importance of making sure that your skin is looking its best, feeling its best, hydrated before you even get to your makeup. Okay, all right, so the eyes are nice and hydrated. Now I'm going to put some moisturizer on, and this is the vitamin enriched face base from Bobbi Brown, my absolute favorite. And I'm going to link these in the description box for you guys, because if you have not tried it, you do not know what you are missing, okay? And you don't need much. You do not need much. I do have to say, again, going through menopause has definitely been a blessing with my skin, because growing up and well into my adult years, I was completely oily, very oily, and I had to pile on. I was a powder girl, and I still use my powder, don't get me wrong, but because I was so oily, I was using everything that would mattify my skin, not unbeknownst to me, knowing that all I was doing was making my skin say, hey, what's going on, and producing more oil. So I cut back on the amount of powder that I use, but I'm a little bit smarter with how I do my makeup now. This feels so good, and it has shea butter in it as well. And this is a beautiful, beautiful base for your makeup. Now, my routine is not going to be for everybody. This is for the woman that wants to be as simple as possible, but again, still look polished and put together. I'm over the baking days. I'm over of doing the 3 and 4 shadows on on my lids. I'm over that, you know. I just want to look polished, you know. I want to look well put together, you know, and I do it by being simple. So, oh, I love the way the skin looks after this. I absolutely love it. So I do want to add that I did my lashes already. I don't have anything on, no color on right now, and we're going to get into what I do first. I also want to mention that I was just gifted a set of beautiful makeup brushes from a brand that is on Amazon, and it's from a brand called MK. Wait a minute, y'all. The name of the brand is called Hey MK Go. All right, they reached out to me and asked if I'd like to try their makeup brushes. I was like, yes, guys, you get 15 brushes, guys. This is your entire face. And I want to say these were only, what? How much? Yeah. These are only $8.99. Is that on sale though? Let me see. Is that on sale? I think they're on sale right now. So these are originally $15.99, but they're on deal right now for $8.99. Yeah. Again, this is your entire face. I am so excited to use these today. And it came in this beautiful faux leather pouch. I am so excited to try these, guys. Again, you get 15 brushes. They're this beautiful color, beautiful bristles. I am so excited to use these. So I'm going to be using these brushes today from Hey MK Go. The link to these brushes are going to be in the description box. All right, I also want to add that I mix my products. I use prestige to drugstore, whatever works for me. It doesn't matter to me how much I pay for it, as long as it works and it does what I need it to do. I don't care. So there's going to be a mixture of prestige and drugstore in my face. So I am going to start with my brows, and this is MsDorciah Brow Freeze. I love this. It's just a clear gel. It's just a clear gel. And I have to admit that I have my brows are doing their thing, y'all. I have left them alone to where they have really grown in, and sometimes I can go without even filling them in. And when I tell you, that adds to the simplicity of my routine. I absolutely love it. Let me bring you guys in a little bit. Let's get up close and personal. Ooh. Okay, I think that's close enough. All right, so actually I'm going to use the brush that not came with it, but was designed to go with it. It has a spatula on one end and it has the spoolie on the other end. So all I'm going to do is just scoop out a little product. I like to put it on my hand first and then take my brush and rub in it, and then just lightly brush it in my brow. And I brush in the opposite direction. This dries down to an invisible finish, and I love that. It doesn't leave the brows tacky or hard, which I do not like. Okay, so once I brush it in the opposite direction, I'm going to go back and brush up in the direction that I want them to lay. Okay, and I'm gonna let this sit for just a second. I want it to dry down just a little bit. Now this is where, if I would not have done my lashes already, this is where I would go ahead and do my lashes, because I just want to give this time to just dry down a little bit, so that when I go to mold it, which I'm going to use the opposite end here, they'll lay down and they will stay. And actually it doesn't take long. And because I'm right over my air vent, they're actually drying down pretty beautifully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spatula side of this brush Okay, I'm going to take that spatula side and I'm going to go ahead and just press over in the direction that I want them to be molded. And actually what this is doing is just kind of flattening them out a little bit, keeping them tame. And what this does will allow me to see where I need to go in and maybe fill in once it dries down. Okay. And this, again, this leaves a soft finish. It is not hard after this, and that is exactly what I want. Okay. All right, and then once I'm done with that, actually what I do is I'll take my finger and just roll over it to get off any excess product if I mistakenly put on too much. And this also helps in keeping them in place. Okay. All right. Now, my next step is to put on concealer. Now, I am fortunate because I don't have under eye darkness, so I don't use my concealer for that purpose. I just use my concealer to brighten up a little bit. And because I really don't use much base, I really don't need much. So my two that I use is from the Lip Bar. And this color is called Mocha 500. This color is dead on for me. And my lighter concealer is from Maybelline Superstay. And I absolutely love this. And I don't think I know what color. Oh, okay, this is 30H. So I'm using the Lip Bar in Mocha and Maybelline Superstay in 30H. So, and all I do is, and I don't do much of this either, y'all. Okay, so I start in the corner here, and I go down, just down the side of my nose a little bit, and fan it out. Okay, and then I take whatever is left, and I go on the corner and sweep out. And the reason why I do that is because the corner of my eye right here has a little bit of discoloration. So I just put it there so when I blend out, it will blend itself out. Now, once I get that color on, and this color is closer to my complexion and I absolutely love it, I'll take the Maybelline Superstay, and because I want to create a reflection and kind of also aid in depuffing my under eye, I'm using the lighter color to give reflection. So I'm going to do a little bit, I'm going to swipe right up under that puffiness. Okay, and I'm not going back, I'm not dipping back in again. I just flipped it over and I'm going to do the other side. And all I do is take that concealer and go right under the puffiness. Okay. All right, and the last thing that I do, I'm going back to the concealer that is my color. Now, I do have just a little bit of discoloration along the corners of my lips, and for the most part, almost everybody do. So I'm going to take the concealer that is my complexion, and I'm going to put it around there. Okay, all right. And I just take it and finish off around my entire mouth. All right, now, if you notice, I'm not doing all of that light and down the bridge of my nose and right here. The only place I use lighter concealer is under my eyes. Again, this is my everyday look, okay? This would be completely different if I was really getting jazzed up, but this is just my everyday look. Now, here is where everyone tells you to let it dry down, okay? Depending on, you know, the concealer and how wet it is, I understand that, you know, especially when you need full coverage, and especially if you are using your concealer to conceal. I'm not using mine for that reason, not under my eye at least. I am using it for that purpose around around my mouth here, but for this purpose I'm not. So I don't need to let it dry down. But if you needed to, if it's that purpose, then that's what you will do. Oh, I was getting ready to grab one of my old brushes. Let me take these things off of here and let me use my new brushes, which I forgot to take a picture. Y'all, I forgot to take a picture. So let me get a thumbnail picture in really quick, y'all. Okay, so let me get a thumbnail in, guys. All right, so there is a concealer brush in here and I absolutely love it. Look at that slanted design. See that? Which makes it easy to use. All right, now again, like I said, I don't need to let my concealer dry down, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and work with it. So what I like to do is start in the middle and just work my way out. Oh, this brush feels heavenly. And you notice I'm not dragging, I'm patting and dabbing because I want it to stay. Now, if you wanted to truly blend this out, you would sweep it. I'm not sweeping, I'm patting and dabbing because I want it to stay. I do not want it to move. Now, what I like to do is I like to take the rest, whatever is on my brush, and I go around my edges because my hair is blonde. I'm very careful. I'm very careful around my edges. I don't like to take my big brushes and sweep around my edges because I don't like for my foundation to color my hair. So I just take what's left on my brush and I strategically go around my edges. Now, this is the only part that may take me some time to do because I'm being very precise with it because I don't want the foundation in my hair. So this is about the only part that really takes up most of my time because I'm being very particular. And you notice I didn't grab any more product. Now, if you don't have blonde hair, okay, you don't have to do this. All right, so let's move to the mouth area. Now, because this concealer, and this is another reason why I don't let my concealer dry down, because this one dries down very quickly. And I mean, you can easily bring it back to life by just spraying your face with some setting mist, but I would just rather work with it while it's still wet. Now, here is where if you had discolored lips, two-tone lips, and a lot of us do already, this is where I would take my whatever is on my brush and sweep over my lips just to neutralize the color of your lips, which will help whatever color lipstick you put on show up true to color. Do you have to do that? Absolutely not. So now everything is blended out. Okay, and again, I'm taking what's left and I'm going over my nose. Okay, I didn't add anything else, and that's the key. That's key. I don't really like to add too much. Now, here's the step that is very important, in which I picked this up some time ago from Jackie Ina. For if you don't want to, and actually sometimes I stop right here. If you don't want to put foundation, you know, if you have a day where all you want to do is just conceal and be out the door, this step right here will actually do it. It's a one and done. So I actually used to work for Fashion Fair, so I am still working with my powder from Fashion Fair. So this powder is, what is it? This is bronze. So this is my perfect shade. I'm going to use this to mattify, not necessarily mattify, but just to put, I'm going to put this on before I put my my base on. in which I'm really not going to do much. Put a little bit of powder on the top, and I'm going to use my, do I have the right puff? I have two puffs. I have one that I use with my darker powder and one that I use with my highlighting powder. So I'm going to take my puff, and I'm going to dip it in the top of the can, and I'm going to take it and dab it on my hand, and then I'm going to take it and press it in everywhere that I did not just put that concealer. Okay, and less is more. So again, everywhere that I did not put concealer, I am putting this powder. And this only works if the powder matches you, okay? And you want it to match you because you're actually kind of using this as your base. If you don't, now this is where if I were done and I were finishing my face and I didn't want to put on any foundation, this is where I would stop at. All right, so now that I have this on everywhere that I did not put concealer, okay, I'm going to go back one more time, and this is also something to keep in mind. I'm going to go back before I set my concealer. I want to go back with my brush and go over again and make sure that there is no settling or creasing, because once you put powder on, if there is any creasing, that powder is going to set the creasing, and you don't want that. Okay, so I'm just going back over, especially under my eyes, because I do have some fine lines up under there. I'm making sure that it is melded in. There is no creasing, no separation. Okay, okay, around my nose. And my marionette lines, my smile lines, are very prominent, and sometimes my foundation will settle right here. I'll get those smile lines right there. So I go back in that as well to make sure that there is no creasing there. Okay. And the next step is I'm going to set my concealer. This right here is from Sephora. I absolutely love this. What is it called? It is their Micro Smooth Setting Powder. I absolutely love this, and this is in the color, yeah, I can't see. Okay, what color is this? Well, it's so tiny. How are you supposed to read that? Is this hazelnut? Number 75. Oh my goodness. I could be wrong, y'all. I will put it up on the screen because I cannot see that. But this is what I use to set my concealer. So I'm going to use my puff again, okay? I'm going to use my puff. So I'm going to swirl it on, okay? Tap, and I'm going to go in and set my concealer. All right? You notice I'm not baking. No baking here. The only baking that goes on in my household is in my oven, y'all. So I am setting my concealer. I absolutely love this powder, y'all. So again, once I swirl on, okay, I tap on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna set around my mouth. Everywhere I put concealer is where I'm going to set. Now, this is just setting your concealer. That's it. Okay? No baking. Y'all, I just had a look in my nose, and my nose hairs are out of control, y'all. I can braid them. All right. Now, can you see a difference already? And I have not put on an ounce of foundation yet. If I wanted to stop right here, I could. And actually, to be honest with you, this is where I stop for the most part. So far as color, as my base, I'm not done with my powder yet. I'm not done setting yet. But if I wanted to finish right here, I could actually stop. I'm at the point where I'm making sure, because I make sure that my color matches me, I blend just a little bit below my jawline, and that's it. I was so over missing wearing white colored blouses. It drove me crazy. And so now, because I don't have to do so much in the makeup area, as long as I set, I can wear my white blouses again, and I am so excited about that. All right, so I set it. All right, now I am at a point where I'm not looking for full coverage. So that's another caveat to this. I'm not looking for full coverage. So if you are looking for full coverage, this is not for you. This is for those that don't want full coverage, or maybe just want to take the edge off. And that's me. I want to look put together. I want to look like I took minimal effort, but I still want to look polished. And that is exactly my routine right now. All right. So once I set everything, I'm just making sure I have no creasing going on. Everything is okay. Now I'm going to go in with my base. I am using the lip bar. Yeah, I absolutely love this. I am in love with this. So I'm using the concealer, and I'm using this is called Just a Tint. And what color is this? Here we go again. I can't see. I'm gonna put the color on the screen, y'all, because I can't see this. They should be ashamed of themselves. Why this numbers and letters are so tiny on this stuff. All right, so I'm using Just a Tint. Let me grab a foundation brush. All right, so I'm going to use my tried and true foundation brush right here. It has the spatula side on one side, and it's just a flat version of that. And then it has this firm, fluffy head for foundation. So I like to use this side just to put my foundation on, and then I blend out with this side right here. So I am not going to use much of this. I'm going to do just a little bit. So, okay, y'all, this is sad, but this is all that I am going to use. And no, it's not sad. That's all that I need. I shouldn't be apologetic about that. That's all I need. So why would I do more if I don't need it? So that is where I start. And I'm going to take the spatula part of my foundation brush, and I'm going to swipe it on around the jaw area. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to take the excuse me, the blurring side of my brush and pat it out. I'm being careful around my edges here because, again, I do not want any color in my hair. Okay. And I'm actually the concealer, I'm not going back over that concealer. I am just right here where I used my powder. That's where I am finishing out my foundation, and I'm blurring out my jawline. And because this color is so beautiful, there's no demarcation, and that's what I love about it. Okay, and I'm not putting anything more on this brush. I'm going over my nose, and I'm going to my forehead. That is it. Look at that nice glow. This is a natural look, okay? I haven't set yet, so I mean, if you are one that does not like to set your foundation with powder, that's on you. But we setting ours around here because I still want a natural finish, okay? And right now, all I'm doing is just blending it in. Now, this is where I get a lot of women to ask me, do I need to use a sponge? Baby, you use whatever you want to use. Just keep in mind that whatever tool you use, and when I say tool, I'm talking about whether you use your fingers, whether you use a brush or a sponge. Just know that you're going to get a different finish. You guys see this? See that? I still have some left on me. I did not need much, but that is also because I didn't need much. I don't have much to cover. I don't have any major hyperpigmentation. So I didn't have much to cover. And again, this is my everyday look. I just wanted to take the edge off. If this would look completely different if I were going out. If I was going to an event, you know, where I really wanted to give me that beautiful beat look, but I don't. This is my everyday look. Okay. Now, all I'm doing is going back to where my face may crease. Okay. Wherever I may get any creasing, I'm going in, making sure that I am blending everything out, because I'm getting ready to move to my powder. So again, you don't want to set creasing. So you always want to make sure that you go back and make sure that everything is blended out, because once you put powder on, if there is some settling or creasing, you are going to set that, and you don't want that. So I'm just making sure that every place where I know that I'm going to get some settling, I'm making sure that it's all blended. Look at how nice and natural that is. Look at, come on somebody, come on. All right, so now I'm going to take my my micro smooth powder from Sephora. Again, I'm going to take that, and now what I'm going to do is grab a fluffy brush and just go over my entire face with this. So I'm going to use the brush that came with this. So I'm just going to swirl this on here, and I'm going to go back in and just set everything. Now, if I were using cream products, like if I were using cream blush or a cream bronzer, I would have went and did that and underpainted before I went and put powder on, because once you put powder on, you cannot go back over with any cream. So keep that in mind as well. So my favorite setting powder is Laura Mercier translucent powder. So I'm going to be using that to highlight areas that I want to just bring some light to. So again, a little bit in the top of the top to the jar. Now I switched to my puff that I'm using for my translucent powder. I'm going to dip in, and again go to the back of my hand, smooth it out a little bit, and then go under the eye area. Okay, no baking. Look at how much I use. Okay, no baking. Let me do a little bit more there. Okay, all right, and I'm gonna go in my marionette lines right here. I'm going to also do this trick to make sure that I get no creasing and settling for my marionette lines. Okay, and I'm going to use this as, even though I didn't put any highlighting concealer, I'm going to use this in the areas that I would have if I had wanted to highlight. So I'm going to dab some right here. Okay, I'm going to dab some down the bridge of my nose and right here in the center. So I'm using my powder as my highlighter. Okay, I'm not here, again, this no baking, okay? No baking. I'm gonna let this sit for a second while I go back over with my excuse me, with my Fashion Fair powder on the these areas right here. But I'm not going to use a puff this time. I want to use a fluffy brush, and I'm going to take the brush that I got in my new set, and I'm going to dip in the top, tap off, okay, and I'm going to set the areas outside of the highlighting powder. Okay, I'm gonna go around the perimeter of my face, and I'm being careful around my edges, y'all, because I told you I do not like foundation on my edges. All right, and I'm just lightly blending along my jawline because you don't want any demarcation. Okay, now while I'm going to leave this on for just a second. No baking. I'm just going to move on to something really quick. So this came with a spoolie and an angle brush. This is perfect. You don't need nothing else with this set, y'all. So I'm just going to lightly make sure that my brows are in place, in which they are, because I used that Anastasia gel. So they are perfect. They are perfect. I'm going to go and grab, what am I going to use? What am I going to use? Do I want to bring a little bit more attention to my brows? Do I want to? Yeah, I do. So I'm going to bring a little bit more attention to my brow. Let me grab a brow pencil. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera. It's nothing. I'm just going to fill them in. I am not loyal to any brow product. I use a beauty store pencil to just powder, so nothing special there. So I'll be right back. All right, y'all, it is time to dust this powder off. All right, y'all, this is where I take this is Morphe's setting mist. I just use this to do my first set, and I do this before I move on to putting some color back into my face. So I'm going to use a bronzing powder just to put a little color back in my face. Yeah, I'm in love with this glowy lip balm from Laneige. I am really liking this. All right, so what that does is take down that powdery look. You know, I want to look alive. You know, I don't want to look like I'm dry. I don't want to look like the Sahara Desert, you know, if you know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to put some warmth back in my face. I am in love with this bronzing powder from Anastasia. This is called Mahogany. I absolutely love it. This is absolutely gorgeous. All right. So I'm just going to bronze. I'm just going to warm up and bring some structure back to my face. And I'm taking what's left and going along my jawline. The blush I am using is called Wanderlust from Buxom. This is also another favorite of mine. I love the shimmer. It's not too much. You probably can't even tell. It is so gorgeous. I like to use my stippling brush to diffuse that color out. And you sweep it high on the cheekbones. And what I like to do is to take my blush and sweep across my lid. Now, if I wanted a warmer color, this bronzed palette from Juvia's Place, this is beautiful if I wanted to put some color on my lid. But I'm just going to use, again, this is an everyday look. I'm just going to use my blush and sweep across my lid. Keeping the same brush, I'm just sweeping one more time, tapping off, and just sweeping across my lid. And connecting it to the blush. That is it. All right, for under the eye, I no longer use black eyeliner on my bottom lashes. I don't use it. I don't want to. Using black on your bottom lid closes your eye. If you want to open your eye, if you want to look alive and awake, why would you put black eyeliner under your lid? Not unless that's the look that you're going for, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But for an everyday look, I want to brighten. I want to open up my eyes as much as possible. So I am using this, and who is this? This is from LA Girl. Let me see. And This is from LA Girl. I'll put the color up for you because I can't read it, but this is a beautiful, beautiful neutral color that is going to immediately open up the under eye area. Now, if this was an evening look, if you were being smoky with the eyes, different, totally different. But for an everyday, I want to open my eyes, so I'm gonna stay very neutral under that. Now, you don't have to put on mascara on your bottom lashes. I get so many clients that say to me that whatever mascara that they use, it always smudges, it always runs. They put it on and halfway through their day they look like raccoons. You don't have to put mascara on your bottom lashes. You don't have to. If you are just in love with it, using a smudge proof can help you. And actually what you can do is dab a little bit of powder under, before you put your mascara on, dab a little bit of powder up under your lid, and when you're done, swipe it off. But if you are just prone to your mascara running, why use it? You don't have to, okay? You can definitely do what's called tight lining on your bottom lid as well, by just taking some powder and rubbing in your lashes if you just want that look. But this mascara right here, this is telescopic from L'Oreal, and I am in love with this, and I love it because of the shape of the wand. This is perfect for your bottom lashes. And here is a trick. If you get mascara on your eye, whether it's on the top or on the bottom, don't immediately try and wipe it off. Let it dry down. And when you're done, if you have a spoolie, when it dries, if you have a spoolie, just go back and lightly brush it off. Like for instance, I think I got some on the bottom right here. I'm gonna let it dry down and I'll come back and wipe it off. We are almost done. I'm gonna put a lip on and we will be done. All right, I'm gonna set one more time for the work that I just did. And while that's drying down, we're gonna go ahead and put the lip on. My favorite combination right now is from Stila and Lancome. This color is so beautiful. It's so muted and so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I'll put the names of them up on the screen for you. But this right now is one of my current faves. So I'm going to line the lips first with a brown lip liner. And I'm not one that overline. My lips are already juicy enough, y'all. And I like my Cupid's bow. I'm not overlining. I'm not taking that away. I like using a brush to diffuse the line. Oh, I love the way this smells. All right, guys, there is one last step, and that is the final set. So this is going to be the setting mist, and this is Make It Last from Milani. This is one of my drugstore faves. All right, y'all, is my everyday look. Okay, this is not for an event. This is minimal, as easy and simple as possible. Not too many products. Now, if I wasn't going through everything with you, I would have been done with my face. But because I don't want to spend that much time, I do as little as possible. I never go anywhere without my lashes. I just feel incomplete without them. So even if I'm going running errands, if I'm not wearing a hat. If I'm wearing a hat, I'm not even gonna put my lashes on. But this is definitely in my everyday look. Even if I go on location, this is what I do. And like I said, if I were going to an event, if it was something where I really wanted to get duded up, this would look completely different. But this is every day. No fuss, no muss. Not a million products. Just enough to give me that alive look, that I'm ready. It looks like I did something, okay? And that's exactly what I wanted this to be. I hope that this helps. I hope that it will encourage you to minimalize yours, especially for the woman, again, that's over 40. You know, if you are still working outside the home, even if you are in the home and you are having to do Zoom calls or whatever, it should not take us an hour to 45 minutes to do our makeup. Always begin with beautiful skincare. Prep your skin first. Take care of your skin. Your makeup should never be a band-aid. It should never be a band-aid. If you take care of your skin will take care of you. And you won't have to do 1,000,001 products or steps in the morning for doing your face. It should not take that much. This was fun. I had fun. I haven't done one of these in a very long time. And I told y'all why. All these lights. Whew. All these lights got me on fire, y'all. But this was fun, and I do hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. I'm going to link everything that's still available in the comments for you guys if you are interested. And remember, you can find me on all of my other social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. If you enjoyed this, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here for a while and you have not decided to become a kitten yet, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Come on and join the litter. I would love to have you. And for those that have been around, my A1s, those who've been around, thank you so much. And to all of my new subscribers, welcome aboard. You are now a kitty. Welcome to my litter. This is MsDorciah, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.